Alright, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of TEW Local to Global 1987. We're back with some GCW. Let's get straight into today's episode, the downfall of March Massacre, the aftermath. Let's see what is happening. So we are at the New York Blue Cross Arena in the Tri-State, and we're booking GCW Fuel. So here's what happened last episode at March Massacre. We had the Sultan defeat Samu, the Patriot and American males defeated Lieutenant Flynn, Commodore Kurgan, and Commander Cobra. Afterwards, Commander Cobra was kicked out of the armed forces. So now we're down to Lieutenant Flint, Commodore Kurgan, and Sergeant Armstrong. Fit Finlay retained the TV Championship. Chris Jericho defeated Eddie Guerrero for the Cruiserweight Championship. Ventura poached Chris Candido and Diesel away from Empire, and that will, of course, lead to the downfall of Empire once and for all. The Eliminators defeated Harlem Heat for the World Tag Team Championships. DDP retained the Intercontinental Championship. Cactus Jack defeated Steve Austin and is therefore now an employee of GCW. And after the match, Ken Shamrock debuted and attacked Cactus Jack. So here's how we're going to start today's episode with Jesse Ventura, Steve Austin, Ken Shamrock, Perry Saturn, John Coronis, Chris Candido, Diesel, and JJ Dillon. So Ventura, Austin, and Candido, and then, yeah, like that. Okay, put everybody on major success. So Syndicate, promo, JJ Dillon is brought down by Ventura. That'll open the show. We're going to have Gene interview J.J. Dillon later in the show. Gene interviews J.J. Dillon. Okay, so that's going to take care of that. We're going to have Cactus Jack cut a backstage promo. That can go around 6 minutes. That'll go right there. We're going to have a tag team match with Harlem Heat. And Harlem Heat will defeat Fire and Ice. After the match, we're going to have a quick interview with Harlem Heat, Booker, and Stevie Ray. So Gene interviews Harlem Heat post-match. Okay. Takes care of that. We're going to have a Chris Jericho promo. Chris Jericho promo. That can go around 8 minutes. I'm going to have that right there. We're going to have our main event. The Intercontinental Champion Diamond Dallas Page defending the championship against Jerry Lynn. Okay, and DDP will be getting the victory by tainted pinfall after interference on Jerry Lynn from Steve Austin. And then after the match, we're going to have Steve Austin, Ken Shamrock, Perry Saturn, John Coronis, Diesel. Actually, no, let's just put, we're going to say it's the entirety of Syndicate. Jerry Lynn, we need Cactus Jack, we need Booker T, Stevie Ray, and forgetting somebody, Taz. There you go. So Steve Austin on acting, Shamrock on menace, Diesel on menace, Lynn on selling, Cactus Jack on menace, Booker T on menace, Stevie Ray also on menace, Taz as well. Okay, major success for everybody. So here's how we're going to put it. Syndicate beats down Jerry Lynn. Cactus Jack, Taz, and Harlem Heat make the save. Jerry Lynn. Okay, now we can fill in some matches. So we're going to have something before the Cactus Jack backstage promo. Dustin Rhodes will be facing off against... Actually, you know what? No. Television champion Fit Finlay will defend the championship against somebody. Johnny B. Bad? We've had it before, but it's been a while, so we can do it again. I can go right there. We're going to have a match between the interviews with Disco Inferno. You know what? No. D'Lo Brown. We got to give D'Lo some big wins. Brian Christopher. Yeah. D'Lo Brown getting the victory. And we're going to have something before the Chris Jericho promo. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy are mid-carders. That's kind of cool. Aldo Montoya. Aldo Montoya will be in action. And he will lose to Jeff Farmer, who is the former Commander Cobra. Kona Crush can have a match. He can go over on Kama Mustafa. And let's up some match times. 18 minutes. 13 minutes. Okay, let's run the show. So starting us off, we've got the Syndicate cutting a promo, and they called down to the ring J.J. Dillon. Jesse Ventura says Dillon has done such a shit job in GCW as his commissioner that Ventura feels he has no choice but to officially fire J.J. Dillon as commissioner of GCW. So J.J. Dillon is fired. Jeff Farmer defeats Aldo Montoya. Not much to say. Chris Jericho cuts a promo. He is officially recognized as the GCW Cruiserweight Champion. It's about time that he has showed the respect that he deserves. Alright. Next up, we've got Harlem Heat going over on Fire and Ice. Good match. Pretty decent. Afterwards, Gene interviews Harlem Heat. They say that it doesn't matter if the Syndicate is behind the Eliminators. They will take down the Syndicate as well if they have to in order to regain their tag team championships. They will do anything. So 81. Kona Crush goes over on Kama Mustafa. D'Lo Brown goes over on Brian Christopher. We're getting an exit interview with J.J. Dillon. Gene asked Dillon what he thinks is the downfall of GCW, and he says, I think Ventura's greed will be the downfall of GCW. And that's the last we hear of J.J. Dillon. Television Championship match, Fit Finlay retains the TV title against Johnny B. Bad. Cactus Jack backstage promo. He promises that he will bring down the Syndicate for the good of GCW, for the good of the world, for the good of mankind. It's a 100. And in our main event, DDP retains the Intercontinental Championship against Jerry Lynn after a Diamond Cutter after interference from Steve Austin. So DDP with an 87, Jerry Lynn with an 82, we get an 85. And we end the show with the Syndicate beating down Jerry Lynn, but Cactus Jack, Harlem Heat, and Taz making the save. Ends the show with an 87. Pretty good. So Sultan complaint. Okay. What does Sultan think his push should be? Mid-Carter, probably? Yeah. Alright. Let's sim up to our next show of today's episode, GCW Fuel. Second show of today's episode. Let's get straight into it. So we're going to start the show with Jesse the Body Ventura. Ventura announces the debut of a new GCW commissioner at Championship Wrestling, which will be next episode. Okay. We're going to have a backstage promo with Cactus Jack, Jerry Lynn, and Taz. Cactus Jack, Jerry Lynn, and Taz backstage say Syndicate have made true enemies in GCW roster. Okay. We're going to have a singles match with the Cruiserweight Champion Chris Jericho, who's now a main eventer. He's going to defeat Fishman. Cruiserweight Championship will be on the line. After the match, we're going to have Chris Jericho, Fishman, and Eddie Guerrero in a segment. It's going to be Jericho tries to unmask Fishman. Eddie Guerrero makes the save. Okay, we're going to go to Chris Jericho real quick, just to make sure his moveset is adequate. Lion Tamer, Lion Salt. That's good. Okay. We're going to have a promo with Diamond Dallas Page, Diamond Doll, and Mike Awesome. DDP promo calls out Diamond Doll, Mike Awesome makes the save. That's what we're going to call it. I can go there. We're going to have a promo with Booker T and Stevie Ray. Harlem Heat are coming for the Eliminators. Okay. We're going to have a backstage interview with Jesse Ventura and Ken Shamrock. So Dean interviews Ventura and Shamrock. I can go there. We're going to have a promo with the Dynamic Dudes, Johnny Ace and Shane Douglas. So Dynamic Dudes promo. They refuse to see GCW fall to the Syndicate. Then go 6 minutes. It's going to go right there. And we're going to have a segment of Disco TV with Chris Candido and Diesel. So Disco TV with Candido and Diesel. Alright. Now let's fill in some matches. Main event. So who's a face we can put in the main event? Dustin Rhodes. He can take on Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Yeah. Go around 14 minutes. Dustin Rhodes gets the victory. We're going to have a tag team match. It's going to be the American Males versus Mortis and Wrath. Mortis wins. That can open the show. Singles match. The Barbarian has officially given his notice, so now we have to job him out to somebody. It's, of course, going to be D'Lo Brown, because I'm trying to push D'Lo. I don't care. I can go right there. Singles match. Billy Gunn, who's a main eventer somehow, versus Steve Blackman. Yeah, that can go right there. Singles match. Ahmed Johnson versus Jeff Farmer. 5 minutes. Ahmed Johnson wins. Go right there. 2 more matches. That's what we need. We need Lieutenant Flynn. Actually, no. 1, 2, 3 kid. 1, 2, 3 is going to be facing off against Leif Cassidy. 7 minutes. 1, 2, 3 going to get the victory. And 1 more match. It's going to be Shane Douglas getting the victory over Isaac Yankem. Go right there. And we'll give 1 more minute to the main event. Run it. Starting us off, we got Jesse Ventura announcing that the new commissioner of GCW, since JJ Dillon got fired, will be debuting at Championship Wrestling at the end of the month, which is going to be next episode. The American males lose to Mortis and Wrath. We're still trying to push. We're still trying to push Mortis and Wrath, especially Mortis. 52. Disco TV with Candido and Diesel. It ends with Diesel hitting a jackknife on Disco Inferno after being annoyed that Disco kept bringing up how Empire split up and, you know. Shane Douglas defeated Isaac Yankem. Afterwards, the Dynamic Dudes cut a promo. They refused to see GCW fall to the Syndicate, so they challenged the Eliminators for the World Tag Team Championships. 1, 2, 3 versus Leif Cassidy. And it's going to end with 1, 2, 3 getting the victory. Harlem Heat, they're also coming for the Eliminators. Just reminding us. Chris Jericho defeats Fishman in 5:35. He retains the Cruiserweight Championship. After the match, Jericho tries to unmask Fishman, but Eddie Guerrero makes the save. Ahmed Johnson goes over on Jeff Farmer in 4-4-4 by pinfall with a spinebuster. Cactus Jack, Jerry Lynn, and Taz are backstage, and they say that Syndicate have made true enemies within the GCW roster, and that's what is going to bite them in the ass. And 89, Billy Gunn goes over on Steve Blackman. 64. Gene is going to interview Jesse Ventura and Ken Shamrock backstage. Jesse Ventura announces that Ken Shamrock will be making his in-ring debut at GCW Championship Wrestling at the end of the month, which is also going to be next episode. 84. D'Lo Brown goes over on the Barbarian in 6:55 with the lowdown. A 60. We have a promo with the Intercontinental Champion Diamond Dallas Page. He says he has everything he could ever want in GCW. The only thing he doesn't have is his wife, because Diamond Doll stopped managing him maybe a few months ago, and he still hasn't seen her in a while. So he calls her out, and Diamond Doll refuses to go back with Diamond Dallas Page. The man he has become is not the man that she fell in love with. So she refuses to join back with Diamond Dallas Page, and DDP backs her up into the corner. Diamond Doll slaps him, and Mike Awesome comes down and hits the Awesome Bomb on Diamond Dallas Page in 81. And in our main event, Dustin Rhodes goes over on Hunter Hearst Helmsley in 14:51 by pinfall with a quick cradle. Gets a 94 to end our show with a 91. Pretty good show, not gonna lie. So Fishman, that was a one-off appearance. Mortis is gonna be a star. I agree. And we're signing Johnny Valiant here. Manager. And of course, Johnny Valiant is going to be the new commissioner, if you wanted to know. That's why I signed Johnny Valiant. Alright, thank you guys for watching this episode of GCW. Make sure to like if you like this video, subscribe if you want more, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.